Good afternoon, it's Vanessa Baker here, popping in for my last Facebook Live for the year. I've decided that I'm going to have a wee break and recharge the batteries. So so for today's live, I wanted just to say a big thank you to everyone who's been tuning in since I started doing these lives. I think it was about August. And it hasn't all been smooth sailing from my tech end, but you've stuck with me, so thank you for that. And also to all the people who come to my classes and who have all become wonderful friends through some this year and some who have been friends now for many years. And it's wonderful that we can all still catch up in the classes. And even if you don't come every time, you know, we love to see you. So Merry Christmas to everybody. And today I'm going to make a little bottle holder, but I'm actually planning to use these on my table at Christmas with chocolates inside. So I'll show you, you know, you can adapt it for whatever you want to put at your table. So I'm just going to flip the camera and we'll make a start. Excuse me. Okay, now can I just zoom in a wee bit? There we go. Don't want to see my table. Okay, so this is our, I hope it all fits on the camera. Yes. So this is the wee holder, and it was given to, or shown to me as a bottle holder. So you'll see there that you can fit a little mini bottle of something inside it, which is really cute for on the Christmas table or any other sort of occasion. And it's kind of got that Christmas crackery kind of shape with the hexagon, and then obviously I've decorated it to be Christmas. And I was experimenting earlier. I've got one here, and I've fit 8 of the little lint balls in there, which we all love lint balls at our house. So I thought about putting those in instead of bottles, because we're going to have big bottles. The other thing I'm going to add is a little scratchie, little $1 scratchie, and I thought I'd get some jokes off the internet and do the jokes myself as well. Just have a little printed joke within the bottle holder. And so, yeah, so it can hold a bottle or whatever else you want to put in it, really. This year I just decided I didn't want to do crackers. So yeah, this one is a bit of a different idea. So let's make a start. Now I'm going to try and give you the measurements, at least the metric, as we go along, because I realise that if you like this idea and you want to make it, we're running out of days. So you may want to get started straight away. Okay, so for this first one I used crumb cake, but I don't have a lot of crumb cake at the moment. So I thought I'll mix it up and do some red. So I'm going to have a mixture of red and crumb cake on my table. So we're going to use the width as it is at 21 centimetres of our A4. And we're going to cut the length at 25. So 21 by 25. And we can use that piece for something else later. And then we're going to do some scoring. So let's just do, the first one does the bottom of the box, so that's 21 centimetres. So we want the scoring blade, just check that's on camera. So that's at 21. And then we're doing the other end. So we need 2.4. And I'm checking it down here as well that I've got it straight. 2.4 and then 5. And 6. 7. Okay, so that's all of our scoring along. So that was with the 25 centimetre length up against the top for those measurements. So again, once again, it was 21 to do the bottom, and then from this end 2.4, 5, 6 and 7. And then we're going to turn it, and we're going to do excuse me, 3.3 sure I've got that straight. Yep. And we're using the scoring blade. So 3.3 and then 6.6. 9.9, 13.2, 16.5, and 19.8. Okay, so I'll just run through those again. So across this way with the 21 centimetre end at the top, we did 3.3, 6.6, 9.9, 13.2, 16.5, and 19.8. Okay, so that's all of the scoring. Now we can just fold all of the score lines in both directions. Do that one. With this middle section where you've got the ones close together, you actually want to do the middle one going inwards. So I'm folding it the opposite way. So I'm making this part here where that line is in and these two come out. So that's gone in. That one's out, and then I need another out. So this one, go over that way. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong the first time, because you can just fold it back the other way. But that's, so you've got that sort of valley through the middle there. And then I'll just fold the bottom, and then we'll go through and fold all of the ones going vertical. Okay, and then on the one that's the thinnest, so this is where we're going to join the box together. I've lost my snips. Just had them here before. What have I done with them? Oh, there they are. So we're just going to remove the very bottom and the very top sort of rectangles. So just cut along the line, and you don't need to do a V cut or anything like that off these. They can just be square. Just get rid of those two bits. And then while we're holding the scissors, we'll do the bottom. So the bottom, each one of these panels, you're going to just cut up to that first score line. These are actually deceptively easy to make. They look really cool when they're done and complicated, but they're not. Okay. Now I just have to figure out, because I was given the measurements but not really instructions on how to make it, so I had to kind of, oh yes, right. So the next thing is we need holes. So each one of these scores here has a hole punched in it, so we can put the twine through. And I've got, Stampin' Up! Used to do this machine that put in rivets and things. It was called a crocodile. But on the top, it's got two different size circles. So I'm using the larger one, but you can use just any hole punch that you have. And then we're just folding it, so we've got that middle. So we've got our three score lines that are 1 centimetre apart. And we want that middle one. And we're going to punch the hole, so it's just, we're taking out half, so the bit we can see is half, but it's also, because we've folded it, the other half will be underneath that we can't see to form a hole, if you know what I mean. And we're also going to take a little bit just out of that join piece there. So just coming in, and I'm just doing half the hole, so I'm looking down through here and just doing half the hole like that. So when you open it, you've got the whole of the hole. Too many words of hole. Okay, so I'm just trying to get half for each one of these. And just, I'm using that score line as the center. And I think I need one out of that. Probably only needed to do one end. I probably only needed to do that end, not that end, for that little half one. Anyway, that'll be fine. Okay, so now we have holes all the way along. And the next thing, so when we fold it up, this piece here is going to be inside the box, so you get a nice neat edge, and there's no cut edge at the top. So this is what I forgot to do last time, so I'm just going to pop a bit of glue along that top part and just stick that down. And you can, if you wanted to, you could probably thread your string through now, but I tend to do it once it's all made up because I feel like it would get in the way and you don't want to get glue on it, etc. So now, to make up a box like this, I fold over, so I've got my tab here flat. I'm just going to crease that. Actually, I might crease all of those. Now that I've folded that piece over, it's all thicker at the top. So I'm just going to re-crease all of those scores. Because we want it to sit nicely once it's all made. Okay, so we have the one with the tab on it flat like that, and pop the glue on. And then the piece that's going to stick to that just folds over. It's a nice neat way of making sure it's in the right place. Just hold that down while I grab a punch from my drawer. I actually pre-punched a circle and then I've decided to change colour, so I have to do another one. Hello, I can't quite see. Oh, Deb. Hi, Deb. And I think there might be somebody else there too that I can't see. Yeah. Nice to have you along live. Okay, so now we've got our sort of cylinder. And I'll just punch that. So we're going to do the base next. And we need a circle at the bottom just to cover all of where everything meets. And this is quite loud, so I'm going to just step away a little bit. This punch is doing that at the moment. I think it needs a little bit of sharpening with some tin foil. Okay, but I've got my circle. So that was out of the piece I cut off at the beginning. Then I experimented with which ones to put first and all of that, but I ended up doing sort of straight across to, because the thing is you want to keep the shape, so you can just fold all these in. This is what we're trying to do, so we get them all folded in. But see how it's easy to sort of get a funny shape, so you want to try and maintain that hexagon while gluing them together. So this is probably the hardest part, is getting that shape right. So I did actually do the last one. I did these two straight across from each other to sort of give me that shape. Just put a bit of glue there. The thing that was difficult was actually getting them to stay in the right position just while it dries a bit and getting some pressure on it. Hopefully you can see without my big fingers in the way. So I'm just pressing on that a bit. Hi Mum, I see you're there as well. Nice to have you along. Okay, so hopefully that, no, it's not quite ready. I could slip my bone folder. Oh, it's not wanting to. I need a peg. Mum, where's your pegs? I'm sure I can hear you going down the thing. Put a peg on it. I do have some here. Trouble is to keep it still in the right place. Okay. You don't have to be as fussy as me. You can just put glue on all the bits and then fold them up and hold it, because that would still work as well. So it doesn't need long once you've got them setting. Right, so then I just started folding them in, and I'll just put a bit of glue where it sort of lands, or you could put the glue on the back. Probably is some scientific way of doing it. Somebody clever will have figured it out, I'm sure. You can let me know. But I just folded them in. Okay, so just tweaking that shape to make sure it's about, I don't really want to, you want to keep it as a hexagon. Don't want it to get, it was sort of getting a little bit rectangular. Okay, and then you've just got your circle. So while I keep one finger on it, I'll put some glue on my circle. It's quite a lot of glue. And then that just goes on top just to neaten it all up and help hold it. And then at this point you can turn it over and use like a ruler or something and press from the other side, which is also helpful, just to make sure it's all nicely stuck. Bone folder is a little bit short, so a ruler is quite good for this. Okay. Excuse me. Now the next thing I think I'll do is put the paper on. So what I've done, I've gone ahead and cut my paper, and on my first one, I don't know if you can notice, but I've done it so that the reindeer in the pattern carries on. So I cut them and kept them in order, and then when I put them down, you get the other half of the reindeer on the next piece. But I didn't do that for the first, where am I? Here, this one. I started here and went round that way. What I thought I should do is make my first one the one to the left of the bow. So I'm going to do that this time. So where's the back? There's the back. So the bow can go on this panel. So my first one I'm going to put here. And these panels measure 13.6 by 2.8 centimeters. And I'm decided not to use this lovely reindeer on the back, because you're going to just get half reindeers. And even though it would, we can keep them in order and do all that, I decided to go for the other side of the paper. Okay. So there's one, then the next one. By the way, the reindeer suite, the bundle and the bundle with the stamps and dies, and also the paper, is retiring. So they are on the last chance list at the moment. They've been heavily featured in my classes and my crafting this Christmas. And I know, Deb, you've had a lot of fun with the reindeer as well. That's why I thought I had to use one here on the front So I've still got most of those I haven't actually used yet. I keep saving them, and then I'm like, what am I saving them for? And that particular one, that's the die. It cuts it out of the printed paper, so that's really handy. Right, so it's not quite so noticeable with this pattern, but I am keeping these in order as I go around. I might have to do one with that paper after all, on the other side. See how it looks. Okay, now I've got the twine I'm using is an old one that Stampin' Up! Did a few years ago, called Jet Twine. Now I've got to remember where my front is. There's the join, there's the join. So it must be here. This one's not available now, but there is the one with the silver through it. And all of mine I actually cut up for a project and didn't end up using it all. So it's all in short lengths. So I couldn't use that. But it is on the retiring list. But it is very similar to this, but it's got the silver twisted through it. But you can use baker's twine, a thin ribbon, and we're just going in and out through the holes. So I've started with the left-hand side here with where my bow is going to go. And you just start there and then go around, just in and out. Might need a bit more. And it doesn't pull in very much. It's the back. Oops. Just want to watch that you don't do that. And then lastly through here. And just make sure you've got enough to tie it. So I'll just move my around a little bit. And then you do want this to sort of go in. So you just gently encourage it in that direction. But if you are putting a bottle in there, I would put the bottle in before you tie it up, just to make sure that the thickest part of the bottle will pass through that opening. Okay, and then we're just going to pull it in a wee bit so that it get that shape of it going in and out. And then just keep it tight while you tie the bow. Oh, I should have given myself a bit extra twine there. Never mind, that'll work. Okay, cool. So that's it made, really. Now we just have to decorate it. So for the decoration, you can do whatever you've got at this stage. So the ones that I saw originally used a stitched circle, just with a Merry Christmas saying stamped in it. Now I've gone and got ink on my circle, so I'll put that around there and try and hide that splodge under the reindeer. Put it there like that, that will work. How have I done that? I hadn't even touched the red. Well, I did earlier, so it's probably from before. I've got, because I just wanted the reindeer and then a small Merry Christmas, I've got the Merry Christmas from Humble Home, this one with the little house that I've used a lot of this Christmas. So we're using this Merry Christmas here. So if you wanted to, you could put welcome if it's going on the table, that would also work. From our house to yours if you're giving it as a gift, or thank you for coming. So there's lots of options in that set. So I'm just going to pop my little Merry Christmas in between his legs. There we go. So cute. Now I'm going to put the reindeer on dimensionals. So I don't know if you've caught up with the retiring things. So when Stampin' Up! Retire product at the end of a catalogue, the system has now changed that they go into an area called Last Chance, and they'll stay there until they're sold out. So it used to be that Last Chance list only ran for a certain amount of time, but now they'll just stay on that list until such time as they are sold out. Which is great, because now you just have one place to go to look at all of those items. So you can go in there and see things that are on the clearance as well. So it's a great time now to look at things that you might want to buy for next Christmas, because the retiring things are sometimes reduced as well. Okay, so I'm hiding my smudge and putting my deer on. And then I just used some Tombow, just like that, to just put it on the front about halfway up. Just press it into place to dry. Oh, someone said something about my fingernails. I can't quite read the whole comment. I had them done at a nail salon, and they did the dipping. So I don't know if you can tell, but they're really thick because they dip them in powder and then put another layer of a polish, like a clear, and then they dip them again. So they feel quite strong. Okay, so then I would just pop my joke, my scratchie, my chocolates, or your bottle in there, and it's ready for the Christmas table. So now I have 2 made, and I've only got 7 to go. There we are. So, that's really it for today. A nice quick one. And like I say, you can decorate with whatever papers you've got. The pattern for this I will send out on email. But if you did manage to jot down the dimensions as I went, then you can start making them right now and have fun. You can, for the bottom, just use any size circle that you have. I used a 1 3/4 circle punch for that size, but yeah, whatever you've got will work for that. Or even you could cut that shape if you wanted to, just trace around it and then just cut them out to make an even neater bottom. Yeah, but you should have everything you need at home to make those, if that's something you feel like doing. So have a lovely Christmas, everybody, and I will catch you again next year. See you later.